Skunk Dog, what's up, OG? Skunky Dog in the building. Skunk the phone with OG Cutes. What's going on, Mac Kids and Maniacs? We got to interview some graveyard Crips today in Santa Monica. A few other ones didn't come through. I kind of expected that. You just never know when you're going to get interviews and when you're not going to get them. That's what makes the traveling so not worth it, you know what I mean? So you try to line up multiple interviews in case one or two don't come through. At least it's not a dry trip. But shout out to the Santa Monica Graveyard. They came through, they did their thing today. Should be interesting. Had a white guy here named Ghost. Had like a tiny loke and a founder who gave them the name. So I think it's going to be pretty good. It's not going to be released right away because I am on the road and hoping to get some other interviews while I'm here. But yeah, man. Goob Show, what up, homie? Salute, homie. Salute, salute, salute. A lot of headlines going on. A lot of YouTube drama going on. I see it's picking up a lot of steam, and man, it's going crazy, right? I probably should have put some glasses on so I could read these comments, but not much, man. Just chilling. Me and S-Mac hung out today. Then I went and got me some Harriet's cheesecake, the best cheesecake in town. Featured on the Oprah Winfrey Network at one point. Rest in peace to Harriet. That's my friend's mom. She employed me back when I was a teenager. And nothing but love and respect for the Parks family. Girl, Dana, what's going on? Are you getting better? Yeah, every day. I've gotten better every day. Last few days, the sore throat is gone. But still talk like I got a cold. Still got a few sniffles, not much. But got more energy today, that's for sure. Normally I would be asleep already, but more energy today, so my energy's getting better. Yeah. What's the deal though, y'all? OG Cuse was just telling me he didn't know his celly had got the murder cases overturned, the serial killer. Southside, what up, homeboy? Mike Marks, what up? What's happening, man? What's going on? I know y'all want to talk about something, right? Southside Compton, what up, homie? Summer League NBA. What's up with Pippen Jr., man? Is Pippen Jr. gonna make the Lakers squad? Pippen was all right in college. He wasn't one of the best, but he's kind of cerebral and unselfish. He's decent though. He's decent. I could see him getting 16 points in the NBA game on the average, day in, day out, with a few assists, a few smart plays defensively. Lakers winning ring 8. I don't know, man. I'm not going to give the Lakers that much props. I don't even know who the Lakers going to pick up here. Kev, what you think about Ja saying what about Jordan? Saying he would have cooked Jordan? Well, I don't think Ja is being honest with himself. I think he just feels like as an NBA star, he has to say that. I think he feels sort of Allen Iverson-ish, where he has to say that. But after his career, he'll probably admit that he didn't really mean it. There's no way, man. First of all, Ja, go win some shit. Get you some rings and some MVPs before you start talking about cooking Michael Jordan. Would you cook Kobe Bryant too? Because Kobe had a little more spunk in him probably than MJ. MJ probably was more professional. but Kobe had more spunk. Kobe came into the league a youngster with a lot of energy. But whatever, he's right to say whatever he want to say. So I'm not going to take that from him. But you asking me my opinion, I think his brain is fried. Vibing the Psalms of 10 Rings. Is that what this is? Golden State Warriors might not be done though, man. Look like the Warriors still on the warpath, man. Warriors might have a couple more years in them, man. 3, 4, 5 years left in them. Somebody said at least we make it to the playoffs. Boy, I can't stand them organizations that be happy with going to the playoffs, man. What you think of UCLA and USC going to the Big Ten? That's going to be weird. I didn't know about that. I didn't hear about that. Steph, Charlotte's finest, huh? All right. Warriors, couple more if they keep the core together regardless of age. I can't disagree with that. How many Clubhouse fans in here? How many of y'all still tune in to Clubhouse, man? A lot of drama on Clubhouse, right? And it's so cold now, I'm looking at a Charleston White video, a Loco video, Whack 100 video, whoever, right? And it's like 5 or 6 people chopping up the same video to put it on their platform. It's benefiting some. I see some with 5,000, 6,000 views, but then I see some with 35 views and 36 views. And I'm like, man, you're going to have to make a name for yourself. You're going to have to make your own video and narrate and talk about whatever it is you want to talk about and give your opinion instead of copying and pasting other people's video. It ain't working for some of y'all. It's working for some, but not others. But damn, if you type in Local Vision or Charleston White or cartoon, hundreds of videos is popping up. I'm like, damn, what do I got to do to get back cracking? Do I got to start putting KevMac in all my titles? What I got to do? Because I see it's popping. Because I noticed Charleston White said ain't nobody in California popping like him. And he's kind of right. Because here's a man going live talking this crazy shit. And he's getting 20,000 views same day, 30,000 views next day. Them some good numbers for a live. So Charleston got a point. Ain't nobody cracking like him in California, right? I mean, he getting the numbers. I mean, shit. The numbers don't lie. I mean, they can't lie if you buy numbers. I don't got him buying numbers, though. I got everybody tuning in to see him talking shit about everybody and stirring up the pot of gumbo and do what he do. You know what he do. But, man, it was just crazy to see so many new channels is what I'm trying to say. They're trying to get popping by snatching some of these current event people going at it with each other, right? But I'm still of the old school. Make your own content, man. Critique it. Talk about it. Tell us whose side you on. Tell us how you feel about it. Break down the facts from the fiction. Break it down for us, man. Let us know what's real and what ain't real, because we know some people just popping it. They popping it because people listening, and you don't really know what's real or not unless you investigate it or you one of the guilty parties, right? Skunk Dog, Snoopy Mac. Where's Reggie Owens at, man? We were looking for the Kester, and we found him. I'm looking for the monster, and I can't find him. I got to put a RSC out there for Mumpy, man. Anybody's been in touch with Mumpy, tell him his little homeboy has been looking for him and is concerned about him and would like to get a text or a phone call from him. Because he did promise a sit down. And here I am, and I can't get in touch with him. But yeah, me and S-Mac hung out with the Graveyards today. Interesting story, man. They got some interesting stories, interesting pieces. Just Santa Monica is just different. You know, the landscape, the poverty versus the $1 million homes, the celebrities that come through to buy drugs, top-notch celebrities. So close to Venice, the water, the shores. Man, white guys, Mexican guys, black guys. Not Salvadorian, but what's the other ones? But very interesting, very diverse community. A lot of different pretty type of women out there. The dogs well manicured. The groomers must make a bank out there. It gotta be trendy to have a grooming spot, right? Because they got expensive dogs with fresh haircuts, looking good, well manicured. It's crazy, but very different. I liked it. I enjoyed it. We had a good time, good conversation. Who they battle? Pretty much Venice Shoreline for the most part. But they are part of the gangster card now 3 times. Graveyard Gang, Graveyard Gangsters. So it's, you know, just wait for the interview and they'll tell you what they want to tell you. Got airports out there, college out there. Own little city, right? I shouldn't say little, because I accuse cutes and cartoon of calling things little. So I shouldn't say little city, but those were their words, but their own city, right? I haven't heard that name in years, all right? What up, Kev? You back in the city? You sound better than a few days ago. Good looking out, Jerome. Wallace. Guatemalans. Was he Guatemalan or was he Salvadoran? I don't know. He was Honduran. That's what he was, Honduran. We need that 111 and 11.5. You know, I mean, we've been saying that for how many years now, man? We got 51 likes. Y'all go on and hit the like button. You know I never ask y'all to hit the like button. Go on and hit the like button, y'all. Let's run these likes up a little bit. Let's get up to 100 likes real quick. What you think of Kyrie coming to LA? I don't know if Kyrie's coming to LA. If there's some new news, I haven't heard about it. I've seen speculation and I've seen possible ways. Good looking out for those that's hitting the likes right now. But I think it would be a good move, especially if we could get Westbrook out of here. And I've always been a Westbrook fan, man, from college. But at this point, after last year's performance, Kyrie would be better suited for the Lakers than Westbrook. However, we have to remember, Kyrie isn't the best teammate in the locker room, and Kyrie tends to take days off. You know, he kind of got a little bit of that Allen Iverson attitude from back in the day, right? And it's kind of hard to get a team to crack when there's an asshole in the locker room, right? He's already played with LeBron once. We seen how that went. They broke up, went different ways. Uncle Buck, what up? Good looking out, man. Uncle Buck, you on your best behavior tonight, brother? People underestimate the expiring contract. Westbrook only has a year left. Might be better to keep him. All right, I mean, you know, everybody's entitled to their opinion, their insight. I just normally don't follow the NBA or NFL during off season. Now, a little bit of baseball, I like to know my baseball moves, but off season is so much speculation and bullshit that I try to stay away from. Sure, good looking out. Sending them euros, huh? Sure. Don't make me turn your hood into a ghost town. Who said that? Uncle Buck. Just don't give a. I heard that, Buck. Yo, can I get you? Oh yeah, absolutely. Bacardi, good looking out. Something for the tank. Yeah, that tank that's a big tank, man. S-Mac was asking me about that tank today. It's a V6, it ain't a V8. It do drink a lot of gas. But good looking out, bro. Regardless, whatever it's for, I appreciate it. I appreciate the support from all of you. Triple Tut, for sure. Michelle, what up? And I don't know, man. I'm just anxious to get back cracking. See how y'all take to these videos. And see what new videos we can actually get. Because it's a whole lot we haven't got, regardless to what people think. And people think there's not a lot left and we've covered it all. We haven't covered every corner of the city and every crack and every crevice. And we didn't get every story and we didn't get everybody's influence. And so there's still a whole lot more going on, a lot more high schools people attended, junior high schools that people attended, run-ins with rival Crips or rival Bloods, police, racial incidents, growing up in a diverse community until that community becomes a racial war or political, to where there's politics being played against people you grew up with. So there's a whole lot more to touch on, and hopefully we'll get to some of that real soon. Miss 702, what up? Goob, you played them horses today? Or you was on baseball today? We got 100 people up in here, man. Let's get 20 more likes, man. Can we get 20 more likes? Just exit the live chat, click like, and then click on live chat. It's like 2 seconds. You won't miss no more than 2 seconds, I promise you. Westchester High in the 80s and some fine ladies. I mean, we could talk about Westchester, Uni, Fairfax, and Palisades. Should be some good Trinity Gang history up in there somewhere, right? You would think. A lot of pretty women, housers, dancers, that type of stuff, right? What up, bro? Kev Mac, who are your top 3 baseball players? That's kind of hard, but my personal preference, I like Barry Bonds. Sure, good looking out. Still waiting on Kev Mac to lost tapes. Barry Bonds, one of my favorites. Let's see. Cause I don't too much want to. Ricky Henderson was one of the greats of my time, all around baseball player. And a lot of people always think I would say Ken Griffey Jr. He was good to watch. Alex Rodriguez was pretty good to watch. But I enjoyed Lou Brock. I enjoyed Hank Aaron. Henry Aaron and Lou Brock. I enjoyed watching them play. But there's a lot. There's a lot for sure. I love baseball, so it's a lot of players I really liked. Kirby Puckett was cool. Spider-Man was cool on the Twins. I mean, it was a lot of good baseball players, man. Yeah, Andre Dawson wouldn't crack my top 25. He was an interesting player. He was cool, but he wouldn't crack my top 25. Yeah, man, those Cowboy questions have been answered already. Q spoke on it. Q talked about it. A few others have talked about it already. Dave Winfield was cool, but I would have been more of a Reggie Jackson, Dave Parker fan before I would be a Dave Winfield fan. But Winfield was cool, though. Tony Gwynn was really good, but Tony Gwynn wasn't that standout player that you was looking for, right? You knew Tony Gwynn was going to get his hits, but Ozzy was exciting. Gary Templeton was exciting. There's so many. It's so many, man. We couldn't name them all in one night, probably. Yeah, I mean, I'm a numbers guy, so I love 300 hitters, 333 hitters, your Rafael Primeros, guys like that, your Rod Carews, guys like that, right? Lenny Dykstra was cool. Dykstra was cool with his tobacco chewing ass. Pedro Guerrero. No, I like Vladimir Guerrero better than I like Pedro Guerrero. Vladimir with the dirty helmet, good ball player. I love Pete Rose. Yeah, Pete Rose will go more in my top 3 or 4 probably. Probably top 4. I gotta throw Pete Rose. I admire Pete Rose. I'm, I hate to be prejudiced or racist and hold that against Pete. Pete was like a black white dude, right? So I like Bonds because Bonds was black and Bonds would speak up for black people, regardless who his girlfriend was back in the day. But Pete Rose was the shit, man. His whole lifestyle resembles mine, so I gotta love Pete Rose. We grew up emulating Pete Rose, diving head first, belly flops and all that, crouching down like him and Rod Carew. So, yeah, I gotta put Pete Rose up there at the top for sure, right? Achiro was cool, but he wasn't one of my favorites. I mean, he came through, great arm, great defense. He could hit the ball, he had speed. I got nothing bad to say about Achiro, but when you ask me about my top, Achiro wouldn't be at the very top, no. I mean, I'm a guy that like Gary Sheffield. I thought Sheffield was a good hitter. He wasn't so great in the outfield, though. I liked Reggie Smith. Reggie was a good player. But there's players that's a lot better than Reggie Smith. Dusty Baker was cool. I like a lot of the newer players. 1990, 1980 players, 70 players I thought was cool, but I thought players got better as the years went on. Mark McGwire was good. Bo Jackson was one of my favorites. But Mark McGwire was a real good player, man. And like I said, Bo Jackson for sure. Yeah, Sheffield could wiggle that heavy bat, man. Sheffield was hard. Sammy Sosa was cool, but the whole bleaching of the skin or the skin disease, the cork bat, the bullshit lie about he thought he was using a practice bat. Sosa just messed his whole career up, man. Sosa was an in the moment player, and that's it. After his career, it's like he's not one of them dudes, right? I'm trying to think. Roberto Alomar was a great player, second base, very good player. And Altuve is kind of slept on. Altuve is a really good player, as is Mookie Betts. I feel like them dudes are better than they get credit for. Not that they're not being mentioned, but I think those two dudes are some clutch hitters that puts up bigger numbers than people actually speak on. Especially if you compare Altuve to other second basemen. He's putting up a Hall of Fame career if you compare him to other second basemen. Oh yeah, Strawberry for sure. I love Strawberry, and I thought Strawberry was good. See, I got on the Strawberry when he was in high school. When he was at Crenshaw High, he was making the local news every day. Or every day that Crenshaw played. Even when they didn't play, he was on the news. So I got on Strawberry early. Yeah, I love Strawberry. Howard Johnson was good. That was one of his teammates. Bobby Bonilla had a good run for a minute. Andy Van Slyke was hard. I liked Andy Van Slyke. Yeah, I mentioned Dave Parker already. Yeah, Doc Gooden. Doc Gooden was a good pitcher. In fact, he's one of my favorite pitchers. Yeah, I give Doc that. Benito Santiago was a good catcher. I like Charles Johnson though. Johnny Bench was phenomenal. Ted Simmons was cool. I mean, yeah. Randy Johnson was a great pitcher, no doubt. But when you say Randy Johnson, you got to say Kurt Schilling. You say Kurt Schilling, you got to say Roger Clemens. You mention them, you got to mention Pedro Martinez. All of them dudes is a package deal. But now let's go back a little ways. Not just with Fernando Valenzuela, but Steve Carlton, Vida Blue. Them was some good pitchers. Bert Hooton had a good run. Don Sutton had a good run. You had some Yankee pitchers that had good runs. Why are we talking baseball today, though? Albert Bell was nice. Albert was nice. Goose Gossage. Dave Stewart was all right. I think he was overrated. He might have had 2 good years, or maybe Jeff Bagwell had stick. Jeff Bagwell was a good one. Clutch hitter. Al Kaline. All right. I mean, you know. I see y'all know baseball, though. Okay, we got them likes up. Good looking, y'all. I appreciate that. I just mentioned Roberto Alomar. Cal Ripken was cool. The Iron Man, he was cool. I wasn't really a Cal Ripken fan, though. Just keep that 100. I wasn't a Ripken fan. I wasn't a Will Clark fan. Ron Sandberg was cool, too. Ron Sandberg was a good second baseman. He might be a little bit underrated, too. Bob Horner, I thought was good, but I was young then, so don't judge me. But I thought Bob Horner was cool. Edgar Martinez was real good. Edgar Martinez and the Martinez is still on the Red Sox. But Edgar Martinez was good. George Brett was real good for quite some time. Third baseman, lefty, batting .300. Kevin Mitchell was nice. I just didn't like Mitchell kind of got out of shape. Like he kind of got lazy or something, but Kevin Mitchell was cool. Raul Mondesi had an arm and speed, but I wouldn't put him at the top nowhere. But I liked him, but I wouldn't rank him above a lot of others. Fred McGriff was good. Ron Say, the Penguin was a trip when he used to dive for balls at third base and glove him. Because he was so little, right? If Ron Say had some length on him, he would have been a cold third baseman because he had a glove. Yeah, Mitchell was a gangster, ain't no question. He said Jerry Harrison Jr. for real. I mentioned Reggie Jackson, but I never knew he was Puerto Rican. Reggie was Puerto Rican? I never knew that. Manny Ramirez for sure. Jim Thome was good. Manny Ramirez, though, I love Manny. Manny went out like a suck in the later years, but when you start talking about like Manny Ramirez, Manny Wood, you gotta talk about Miguel Cabrera. Mike Schmidt was hard. Miguel Cabrera, he's going to the Hall of Fame, but I don't think he get enough props. Miguel Cabrera was a hell of a ball player with the Florida Marlins, man. Real talk. Yeah, that's what I call Spider-Man, Torrey Hunter. Torrey Hunter for sure. Kenny Lofton was cool, but he don't rank with the names that we talking about. Kenny Lofton had speed. He had glove. He had no arm. He didn't have no power. No, I can't put Kenny Lofton up there. I like him, but I couldn't put him up there. Seattle Fleet, what's up with you, homeboy? Yeah, he was. He played with the Dodgers or Yankees. His name will ring more. Who you talking about, Jerome? If who played with the Dodgers or Yankees? Ken, what up, my brother? What's on the agenda for tonight? Baseball. Wade Boggs was sweet, man. I ain't gonna lie. Wade Boggs he was a great player, man. Wade Boggs was a shit. Yeah, Glavine was cool. Who's Madden? Madden, Glavine, and Smokes? I don't know who Madden is. But Glavine was cool. They cheated for Glavine and Smokes. And oh, you might be talking about Maddox. They cheated for them. And they will admit it. I mean, not like cheated, but they would make the plate bigger for them dudes. Them dudes got action because umpires was just gonna call a strike for them. But they was good pitchers. That's why they earned that extra respect. The whole Brave pitching staff was nice back then. Yeah, I just mentioned Miguel Cabrera for sure. All of them had a big strike zone. But where I give Greg Maddux his props, because Mike Maddux wasn't shit, right? But Greg Maddux gets his props for me because when he knew he wasn't shit no more, he started throwing jump so he could stay in the league. And it worked. He made more money and he furthered his name and his career. So that's what I liked about Maddux. Maddux wasn't one-dimensional. He adjusted with age and started throwing that jump. Y'all don't know nothing about Phil Necro though, right? Phil Necro might be going back too far for y'all, right? What about Joe Necro? And I'm not saying Negro, for those that don't know. I'm saying Necro with a K. J.R. Richards, now that was a bad man. If you don't know who J.R. Richards is, go look him up, Houston Astros. Tim Salmon was all right. It's a guy on the Angels, I can't think of his name right now, not Carney Lansford. But Carney Lansford he was all right too. Give Newark, New Jersey a shout out. Brick City, shout out to Brick City. Shout out to my man Tretch, Naughty by Nature. What about Bobby Abreu? Bobby Abreu was sweet. He's sweet. Garrett Anderson was cool. He was too plain. Like your what's his name? Bernie Williams? I think it was Bernie Williams and Garrett Anderson. They were too square, too nonchalant. Like they didn't make enough noise to really get the publicity and popularity that they deserve. But Garrett Anderson was a clutch hitter his whole career. He was clutch. We mentioned Dave Winfield a couple times. Winfield was cool, but there was people I like better than him. Of course, we mentioned Tony Gwynn. Ron Gant was cool too for a minute. Not Chris Sabo. No, don't do me like that. Don't hit me with the Chris Sabo. Who's next? Steve Garvey, Steve Sachs, Bill Russell. How about the old Red Machine? The Red Machine had some good players. Y'all remember that? Griffey Sr., George Foster. What y'all know about George Foster? I think I'm going back too far for some of y'all. I love Eric Davis. Eric Davis was nice. Eric Gagne, not Gagne, the Canadian. We mentioned Cal Ripken already. I just mentioned Steve Sachs with the tore up arm. Couldn't throw from second base to first. They didn't know if it was mental or physical. Joe Morgan was cool. Joe Morgan was pro-black. That kind of hurt him. But he did get up in the booth. Joe Morgan was on that Red Machine team. I've lost my memory. I can't remember everybody on that team. At one point, I can name the whole roster. Let me see. First base. Who played first base? Dave Perez or something like that? Joe Morgan is second. Dave Concepcion is short. Johnny Bench behind the plate or at third or Pete Rose or who else? Yeah, Bob Gibson was nice. Oh yeah, John Ellerud was nice. He was nice. Not Dave Henderson. Don't do me like that. Joe used to tweak that back on. Remember that? That was to get his timing up so he could hit the ball. As a Dodger fan, why nobody speak of Steve Garvey or Roy Campanella? I don't know why they don't speak on Roy Campanella. Steve Garvey, the Iron Man for the Dodgers, he was cool. He held his own. He's part of that great infield, couple championships. But I don't think Steve Garvey, when you start comparing him to other first basemen, I could be wrong. I can be wrong, but I think if we start comparing stats, Steve Garvey is just another typical white first baseman. That's what I think. And then didn't he used to beat up Cindy Garvey, or they broke up or something? I don't know if he beat her. I don't mean to put that on the man, but I remember it was some Cindy Garvey, Steve Garvey commotion going on back in the day, right? But I mean, like, even like Eric Karros. Like, Eric Karros was the most average first baseman you can have. And the Dodgers loved him, and the Dodger fans loved him, and I never understood why. I remember at one point they thought that he was better than Gary Sheffield. I'm like, are you crazy? Like, if I owned the team back then, Sheffield could have took over first base, because you know Sheffield could play the infield. He could play third. He could play shortstop. He could play outfield. I'm sure he could play first base. But Eric Karros and Steve Garvey, Joe Carter would definitely take over first base or left field, right? Joe Carter was nice. George Bell was nice. That's a good one. George Bell was really nice. That's a good one, man. That's a good one. Y'all probably some Willie McGee fans, right? Willie McGee used to look like he was wearing skates in the outfield. He couldn't judge a ball for nothing in the world, right? And he had no arm. I used to like Ken Landreau, but he didn't have no arm either. All right, I see we got them likes up, y'all. Good looking out. People gonna tune in and be like, let's see what all these likes are. Oh, they talking baseball. Andrew McCutchen was hard when he was young. Now, don't get me wrong. He's still doing his thing, but not like the old Andrew McCutchen with the long braids. That was the Andrew McCutchen. That's like Barry Bonds when he was on Pittsburgh, right? But we talked about Kirby. Kirby name always comes up. Did you mention Mo Vaughn? No, we did not mention Mo Vaughn. Mo Vaughn was nice. Y'all didn't mention Frank Thomas, did you? Frank Thomas, the Big Hurt. The Big Hurt had a bat. What would you rank Oral Hershiser? Hershiser was cool. I think at the time Hershiser was pitching, I don't think I really knew how good he was. I think Hershiser's reputation, as far as I'm concerned, really came in hindsight. Really came later down the line, I think. Of course, him and Kirk Gibson did their thing, but Hershiser was good. He was good. He was the man for the Dodgers. But, you know, being a Dodger fan and living in LA and listening to Dodger games, they're not really blatant racists, right? But if you listen to their conversations and listen to who they like all the white players. They don't really like the black players. They put the white players on a pedestal. They shit on the black players. But we've had some good black players. We just can't keep them long. You see a good black player come to the Dodgers, he's only going to be there 2 or 3 years. Something's always going to happen to him, or they're going to get traded away. Sheffield just wanted to be a career Dodger. They like, get your Afrocentric ass out of here. Sheffield was basically blackballed from baseball when he came into the league, because he was always on the black tip. But one guy that was, Chipper Jones was good. He was really good. Andrew Jones had some good years too. Uncle Buck, Kev, here's $5. Bring me back to 2 swishers from where? From the store. Keep the change. Buck, you funny dude, man. Damn, that's a tough one. Oral or Valenzuela? Valenzuela had Chavez Ravine cracking. But so did Oral. I don't know, man. That's a tough one. I would probably lean toward Fernando Mania, probably, right? The big Mexican, left-hander. Fernando was pretty good money. But, you know, they wouldn't be fair to take nothing away from Oral, because like I said, I think Oral was better than I thought he was. I think I appreciated oral more later on than in the moment. Buck, you got your stimulus check? You got another stimulus, Buck? Miss you too. The my God. Dodgers got robbed for who the Dodgers get robbed for? Dodgers got a nice squad right now, man. I ain't gonna lie, I love this squad, man. But I know we gave up Alvarez. Like, whose fault was that? How does that happen? Like, what went wrong? Alvarez might become a premier player in the league. He's a threat every time he come up to the plate. Whether he strike out or not, that's something different. But that boy got stick, and he looks like a problem when he comes to the plate. Nice, quiet dude. Yeah, I used to like Daryl Thomas, utility player. The Dodgers kept utility players. What y'all know about Mandrill Geronimo Mota, the greatest pinch hit, Vic Davalillo? Y'all probably some Joe Ferguson type fans, right? Love Deion Sanders, but when you talk baseball, man, you gotta throw Bo Jackson up there, man. We talked about Straw. Lee Lacy, not Lee Lacy. They got Lee Lacy from the Pirates, right? Remember Lee Lacy. Tommy Lasorda was good with creating pinch hitters and utility players, man. That's what I liked about Tommy. Yeah, we mentioned Eric Davis. Kev, what do you think about Gary Matthews Jr.? Gary Matthews Jr. What team is he on? I know the name. I just can't picture him right now. I couldn't tell you right now. I don't know what Gary Matthews Jr. is doing right now. But I hate that Tatis Jr. stays hurt. Terry Pennon was cool. Played for the Angels. I mean, I know him, but I just can't picture him right now. I remember his dad. The Philadelphia Phillies had some good squads back there, too. But I think y'all running all the ladies off, man. Like 20 people just left. I don't think the ladies enjoy baseball, man. I think they want to hear about some rock'em sock'em robot type shit. They want to hear about the drama throughout the internet. Let's talk about some drama and putting on some gloves, right? Kev, you remember crazy ass. Man, Milton Bradley was crazy, but I loved him. He's another clutch hitter, though. He was a attitude problem. He was a problem just waiting to happen. But that boy was a clutch hitter. I like Milton Bradley. I thought he was a good player, man. Quality over quantity. Separate the live from the jive. Kev Mac, videos, real content. Good looking out. Did Daryl Strawberry and Eric Davis really practice at Harvard Park? Yeah, they did. You know they both was on the Dodgers at the same time. But they was clowning and playing with fireworks. And I guess the alcohol. But, man, that was supposed to be a great Dodger era right there, man. We got Daryl Strawberry and Eric Davis. We got hometown cats. We got some bad brothers on the squad. And this is the Dodger team. This is the Dodger organization. Man, we was ready to do some work. And them dudes didn't want to act right in LA, man. Popping fireworks in the parking lot and shit. Share this video. This video ain't nothing special. Don't share this video, but we can do some special things and share those videos, you know what I'm saying? But good looking out on the likes, I appreciate it. Y'all don't want to know nothing else, though. Like, what else is going on in LA? What have I been doing? Who have I seen? Nothing like that. Because we're not going to talk about who I hope to see, right? I played JC ball at LACC, managed by Daryl Thomas. All right. Was Daryl Thomas coming to work with a backpack full of cocaine? Was he sharing kilos with the ball players? Like, did he bring little baggies of rocks and get y'all high before games? Y'all thought you was picking up a rosin bag, but it was really an ounce of cocaine, a powder cocaine, the best, right? Because you know Daryl didn't have no garbage. He didn't have nothing stepped on, right? You know he was showing up with the real of the real, right? Probably had a Colombian connection, right? You ever eat at Master Burger? Yeah. Not often, but yeah. I love Master Burger. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. Are you and Lil Kelmac still close? Man, I really ain't close to nobody, homie, except for S-Mac and my homeboy Peanut. I stay to myself, y'all know that. I stay to myself, homie. Y'all know that. I be with Rockhead more than I be with my homeboys. Fred McGriff was alright. Actually, Fred McGriff was better than he gets credit for. He was a really good hitter and good defender. But whatever. I mean, you know, I'm not no advocate for Fred McGriff, but he was good. Nolan Ryan was cool, yeah. Is Randy Johnson in their prime? Nolan Ryan was nice, man. I don't know about his prime because he was pitching when I was born. He was already in the league pitching. But the Nolan Ryan I seen in the 70s, he was a good pitcher. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Nolan Ryan might be like the first guy that I really knew through Heat and Gooch Gossage. They were really bringing it. They were really throwing like 100 miles an hour, right? But so was J.R. Richards, my nigga. Sharing sub and like, all right. Snoopy Blue, rest in peace. What is that, a rat? Y'all be going hard, right? Otis Nixon. I'm not so sure about that name, Otis Nixon. Kev, your thoughts on Little League versus Park Ball? Good question. In fact, it's a great question. Now I'm gonna try to break that down for you, right? So we hear everybody, like in my community, talk about how great all the players was at Van Ness Park, right? Well, parks and recreation don't have fences. Generally, it's just an open field. So if you hit the ball over the left fielder's head, you can get a home run if you don't retrieve the ball and get the ball back in the infield. We played with fences, so it's a clear home run. You grow up mirroring the major leagues, the minor leagues or the major leagues with a fence. So you're hitting home runs over the fence. You're hitting ground rule doubles. You don't get a ground rule double at Parks and Recreation. So there was a difference. You know what I'm saying? Not that somebody at Park and Recreation can hit the ball further than somebody with a fence, but it was just more modeled after professional baseball, that league that you want to get to. The reason why you're playing Little League is in hopes to play high school ball with a fence, college ball or minor leagues with a fence, and the major leagues with a fence. And then you had, you know, other little things that went on that made a difference. A lot of politics up at Summit Field or, you know, places like that. But Parks and Recreations aren't getting to the World Series, Little League World Series. The parks with fences got action. Your zone, you got action to get to the World Series and play teams in other states. And a lot of them dudes in the Little League World Series end up in Major League Baseball at some point. Even those dudes from other countries. So I played it both. And I enjoyed both. But I'd have to say the fence was more grooming you to be a professional and really understand the game. After all this, will you be getting vaccinated? I don't know. I'm not going to say yes. I'm not going to say no. Who was the best Crip baseball player? Well, there was this one Crip. I want to say he was from 111. I don't even know if he was a Crip. I ain't see no Crip tattoo. I ain't see no blue rag in his pocket. But that boy could hit. That boy was hitting home runs when he came up the bat. Whoever that dude was, he had to be the best Crip baseball player. But then Cal was good from my hood. RV. RV didn't participate in the Crip games, but RV definitely was good. Uh, I don't know, the Showline's got some good players. My homeboy Maurice. Reese is a very good baseball player. There's a lot of good Crips that can play baseball, especially in the penitentiaries. Buddy Miles was a good baseball player. Like I said, Thede from Swan was a good baseball player. J.R. Ryder. I don't know where you put J.R. Ryder. I used to see J.R. Ryder by my house all the time. Shohei Ohtani, man, that boy was great. The Angels gonna get every dollar out of that boy. They send him from the pitcher's mound to left field. They make him bat. They make him play every day. They don't give him no off day. They don't. When it's time for him to pitch, he's in the game playing the night before. They don't give him the pitcher breaks. Man, they have him pitching 116, 117 pitches. They gonna wear that boy's arm out, his elbow out, his shoulder out, his ankles out. Boy, when Shohei Ohtani retire, he might go straight to a retirement home. They getting every dime out of that dude, and they are not playing with that dude. If he was black, man, civil rights people, man, all kind of NCAA, everybody would be on their back like you working him like a slave. But because he's not black, because he's not African American, he's not being labeled a slave. But they getting every dollar out of that dude. I wouldn't be surprised if he's picking cotton and planting grass seeds after games, man. And I'm trying to tell you, man. I'm serious, bro. So what do everybody think? Or do y'all even know? Are y'all even aware of Charleston White and Avalon Cartoon going at it? Do y'all pay that any mind? Are y'all watching that? Are y'all tuned into that? Are y'all tuned into this whole Dewberry thing? Are y'all watching that? What do y'all think about Dewberry? Because I'm late on a lot of this stuff, but I'm like, damn, this shit is popping. Like, there's a lot of videos with these dudes. And Charleston been going hard on California Crips lately, man. Like, it's 50% comedy, and then it's like 50% truth, but the 50% truth is like 100% hating, right? And then let me say something to you guys. And I'm not free of this. I could fall in this category too. But are y'all hip to let a man talk and eventually he'll show his true character, or let a man talk and eventually his tongue will hang him? Right? Y'all hip to that? So I'm listening to these certain dudes. I'm not gonna say no names, but I'm listening to these certain dudes talk. And it's not one dude. It's not two dudes. It's several. And you listen to them talk. I can't listen to them for 2 hours and 3 hours, but I'll listen for a couple of minutes. Maybe if they give a good point, I'll listen. But when they get to talking, they're denouncing the lifestyle, right? And they're making gang members out to be, bottom of the totem pole, busters, cowards. But then they say stuff like, they'll tell. They'll tell this and they'll tell that. They say things like, y'all like white people, but been talking about how he hangs with white people and white people give him a key. And y'all peep that? It's like, okay, now when Cartoon says certain dudes will just say anything, no, that's true. They'll just say anything to suck you in. They don't care if it's factual or fake or a skit. They contradict themselves all the time. They hate the lifestyle and they talk about codes and honor, and then in the same conversation they start talking about disrespecting the culture, the people, right? They love white people, then they hate white people. Killed the white person, but then get keys from white people. It's like, nigga, where's your check coming from? Where's your income coming from? Who signs your check? Who gives you money? You gotta start worrying about shit like that. Like, are some of these dudes agents? Are some of these dudes put here to provoke others into their little online beefs? Yeah, I said little, but I didn't mean to say little, but yeah. They provoke people to get in these online beefs, and at the same time, they tell them, why would Cartoon go to Texas and fight Charleston White or anybody that's gonna call the police on him? And say, hey, this guy's on parole, he's in my state. Oh, this guy's a Crip, he's a documented Crip, and he's coming to her. How do you guys engage in that? Why am I even talking about it? Because I'm asking you guys, what do you guys think about it? Because it seemed to get a lot of views and a lot of likes on some of them videos. Depending whose channel it's on and how authentic it is, right? But to say Charleston White ain't funny, man, you gotta be hating. That dude is funny sometimes, man. He be cracking some hell of a jokes, man. You can't do nothing but laugh. You don't know to take him serious enough. The fool said, y'all sent Mob James out here and I made him cry. Man, I about fell out my chair, man. He said, y'all sent Mob James, like California got together and bought him a ticket and flew him out there to Dallas or something to sit down at our table with him. And then he says he made him cry. If I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't he crying when C-Mac got DP? I'm just saying, I thought I seen tears coming out of his eyes that y'all did say was fake. Fake or real, seemed like Miles James couldn't have been the only one crying, am I right? And then my man say nobody ever touched him, grabbed his shirt, or none of that. I mean, you ran out the room so fast, what was Scud and them supposed to do? Chase you down? Like now they gotta be Carl Lewis to touch your shirt? So I'm like, dude is just lumping all the California. I've been stalling dude out, man, because I'm not into all that shit. But to hear him talk and go in on California Crips was like, whoa. And I know where some of that's coming from, because he's right in a lot of aspects. There's a lot of broke Crips, especially the older Crips. And we, for the most part, we don't have a whole lot going on. We not millionaires or 100 millionaires besides the Crips that rap or the Bloods that's rapping, right? So when he talk about they broke and all that, I laugh and chuckle with that too. Because a lot of use drugs or used to use them, fried their brains, have no ambition in life, think they're gonna get millions for their story, their gangbang story. I'm OG Crip, I'm OG Pyru, give me $1 million, give me $2 million. Nobody know you, bro. And your story's not that amazing. You just got some information and some history that you could bring to the table, but nobody want to make your story no movie. I mean, there's probably, what, 30, 40,000 Crips and Bloods? How many gonna get a movie? Not 1%? Man, your movie garbage, homie. You're just another black person that struggled like all the other black and brown people that got involved in gangbanging, man. Your story ain't all that. And if we start digging hard, nigga, find out what happened in cell 6 and cell 7, nigga. It ain't gonna be nice. As Scud would say, it ain't gonna be nice. Like, we can't talk about everything because it ain't gonna be nice. I love when Scud say that. Listen, brother, it ain't gonna be nice. And it ain't. Because, as I spoke on before, we done exposed this lifestyle, the bad, the ugly, and the worst, right? And it ain't a California thing. So you niggas can quit blaming California and talking about California niggas. Nigga, we done seen lockup in Louisiana, nigga. We done seen these other tough prisons throughout the United States, nigga. We all black niggas. We all some prisoners, incarcerated, horny, suckers, bullies, taking advantage of weak, right? Ain't nothing changed because the motherfucker moved to California or we was born in California. That's that sucker shit that you trying to convince some niggas that watch your channel or from your part of town to believe the bullshit you talking about. Nigga, we all the same, nigga. We just in a different state. I think some of y'all get bent out of shape when we start talking about politics in California is something that other people just not gonna understand. Just feel like you not gonna understand and quit fighting that shit. Quit trying to pretend like you know how this shit go and it's the same everywhere, because it's not the same everywhere. The violence may be the same, but who, what, when, where, how, and why is not the same. I'm just saying, man, y'all got me on the Charleston White rant now, you know what I'm saying? Got me trying to speak some real shit, but I'm not trying to be funny with it, though. But we kind of, we expose all the weaknesses and the bull that go on with this stuff, man. This internet done made a mockery of gangbanging, and what a lot of people fail to realize, and I talked to the graveyards about it today, talked to some other OG homies about it. This era now, the era that we seeing now, the era that we seen 10 years ago, is not indicative of what was going on 25 and 35 and 45 years ago. Damn sure 45 years ago was way different than what we see now. And social media just exposing it all, because if it's some nigga you hate, you don't like, or your rival or your enemy, you can say anything about him. You can expose him with truth, or you can expose him with some fakeness. And now it goes back to what I was saying before. You can't tell the real from the fake unless you do some investigation. Because a nigga say anything about you. Nigga put a snitch label on you, homosexual label on you, buster label on you, fake label on you. You know what I'm saying? But they don't know you. And if they do know you, they just hating on you. But other people hear it and believe it, and it grow wings. I always talk about shit to grow wings. That's why I like to nip shit in the bud and then move on. Nip it in the bud, say your piece, and move on. Don't let it linger. When you start explaining yourself all the time, it's a problem. If you always got to explain your position, there's a problem. There's something wrong with that picture. That picture's muddy as hell, man. I like to take the paint off that picture and see what's up under that canvas, man. But not really, because I'm not a nosy nigga like that. And I don't care about you niggas like that to even be concerned about your reputation and all that shit. Because it don't do nothing for me. I guess if you're doing live videos talking about somebody for hours and days, well, you can make some money out of that. You can monetize that. But, hey, man, I'm going to leave it alone unless you want me. If you want me, I'll leave it alone. Just move on. Move on to the next subject. There's always new topics coming out every day. Always new current events, new music, maybe a new star you like or a new star you hate. It's going to always be something to talk about. That's just the way the world is. No matter what part of the world you put a nigga in, he going to have something to say. Even if he's delusional, he going to have something to say. Put a nigga in a cell by himself, he going to be yelling over the TV. Yelling for a deputy, a nurse, his food, something, right? Yelling at the guard, the man in the gun tower. Yelling at the roaches, the mice, the rats. He was live, killed by them. Oh man, I seen that. That was some cold stuff right there. My born day, here, July 12th, 1988. Continue the content. I have chronic disabilities, but you have some of the best footage. Good looking out. Appreciate that. 88, you a youngster though, man. I already had a few cars by then, right? And I'm a youngster myself, right? I think you should take Dreamform TV channel down, flag his channel. I'm not gonna flag that dude's channel, man. Plus, a lot of these dudes got tricks. A lot of these dudes, I don't know what they're doing, filming from their phone or something. It's not the actual footage, so YouTube doesn't pick it up as stealing content. So then you would just have to go in there, type stuff in. I'm not finna do him and nobody else like that right now. The one dude that was getting on my nerve, I already got his channel shut down. Then the other dude, the history dude that ain't even from out here, got his shut down because he was stealing all my shit. No further than them two have I tried or do I care about, right? Um, I mean, don't get me wrong, I care, but I'm not gonna lend time and attention to that. I mean, you know, it is what it is, man. But like I said about Dreamform, originally, respectfully, he got at me, and I respect that, and I grant him his wish. That's how it's supposed to be done. Frog and Dubs and anybody else that want to use my footage, just hit me up. Just hit me up. All I can do is say no, but usually I say, well, what you want? Okay, as long as you use a few seconds, go ahead. But when you start stealing and cutting off the logo and putting your commentary, like that shit's so corny. And I'm talking about whoever. I'm not pointing that at one specific person. But yeah, I ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer, y'all. How much did you bet on that Nina Boy Bosco fight? Man, check this out. If I bet anything on that fight, I would be filing a lawsuit. Because not only do I want my money back, I want whatever was wagered on top of that. I want double back. Like, that should be an investment to have to sit through that and watch. But I talked to some G's about it, and they don't feel the same way. A lot of G's just feel like, you know, that was the right thing to do. That was the manly thing to do. Was it the best fight? Was it the best situation to show the world? Absolutely not. But they manned up and they got in the ring. I mean, that's it. It is what it is. I don't knock them for that. I just knock them because it wasn't a lot of punches thrown, and you talking about two gang members. That should be rival gang members, right? But I mean, you know, I joked. I said my piece. That was fun, and that's all I got to say about that. I ain't got nothing against Nina Boy, and I ain't got nothing against Bosco, man. 1988, I was tried what? In with the hoochie. I heard that, man. In '88, I probably was to drive in with somebody else's hoochie. Right? Terrell Brown, what up? But I'm going to go, man. Since I'm feeling better, y'all will hear from me again, no? Y'all hear from me soon. Hopefully, I get some work while I'm out here, man. Trying to get a little work. Hey, Kev, how come you never made a season 2 of your top 10? Because there were so many good videos and some people felt disrespected. They felt slighted. And I didn't want to do none of the homies like that. I feel like everybody that been on the platform was A1 for coming to kevmacvideos and A1 for sharing their history, their story, their perspectives. And I just didn't want to make nobody better than anybody else because there are so many good videos. And then, like, if I pick more Crips than Bloods, then I'm set tripping. If I pick more Bloods than Crips, oh, now you catering to the Bloods. So it's just too much, man. If you know me, or if you want to get to know me, the one thing about me, man, is I try to alleviate all of that. I try to find ways. You can't make everybody happy, so don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to make nobody happy. But what I am trying to do is keep the fuss and the riffraff down. Right? I want everybody to embrace it. You don't have to love it. You don't have to think it's the best, but embrace it. Because history is a wonderful thing, and the different characters and personalities that present their stories to us, I think is amazing. And so I don't want to slight nobody. right? But I still love Big Rebo though. How did he say about his moms? Who remember? I know Suge know. What did he say about mom? Rebo, what is you doing, boy? When he came on with the bike over his head, that was hilarious, right? I came back banging harder than my name rang like a church house bell on a Sunday. Kev, what makes you so naturally centered and unbiased? It's an area of egos and many biases. Well, uh, I can't really answer that question like you probably want me to. Good looking out, Ronnie Scott. But I can say that at a young age, I realized we're all alike. We may not be 100% alike because different areas, dudes are brought up different mentalities. Some dudes go harder than others. Some dudes quit sooner than others. But man, you selling work or you need to be cool with somebody, right? Everybody can't be your enemy. You can't just be at odds with everybody. I mean, there were times where it was like that, but if you're gonna be out there consistently, you're not gonna last long because a nigga gonna peel your cap. Once a nigga know your pattern, oh, this nigga gonna be out here Sunday, we gonna get him. He gonna be by the window so he gonna be by Shell. Then a nigga can get you. You make yourself a target. That is kind of, I guess, where it began. But even like growing up, like my influences wasn't all from one neighborhood. I had influences from different parts of the city and different races. You know, the dress style, the lingo, the hitting up on the wall. So I kind of borrowed a little bit from everybody. So that's probably why I'm not as biased as a lot of people. Almost like Nipsey Hussle. I remember in an interview or at his funeral or both, I think his father talked about how Nip would just borrow things from everybody. I think Nip said it too, like he's looking at a person and they're good at this and this person's good at that. And he borrows all of that to make himself better. And that's kind of like how I was. I borrowed, looking at the way people dress, the way that people act, the way they fix up cars, the way they get money. And I kind of borrowed all of that. That's why I was so versatile in everything I did. I did a lot of things. I wasn't just no straight gang banger, right? That just comes with the territory. Like you can never just stop gang banging when you really with it. But there was other aspects to life than gang banging, right? Raising kids, driving cars, low riding, going to work, making money, hustling, gambling, taking ladies out, going to play baseball, basketball, writing on walls. I mean, it was just so much, so different. Seeing the way people carry guns, what type of guns. Like I never want to be the guy with a broken handle, right? Or the aim is broken off the gun, right? I always had to have something new, something fresh and funky that can fire and was accurate, right? Um, you know what I'm saying? You don't want those shoes that you can't run in, right? But anyway, man, I'm gonna get out of here though. I don't know. I just try to be unbiased, but I'm gonna always have my biasness, and I'm gonna tell you my biasness when I recognize them. But I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. I'll be on deck. I'll see y'all tomorrow sometime, man. Y'all stay safe. And tomorrow, y'all tell me what channel y'all think I should go watch, or what good video or links that I should go check out, man. It could be entertaining. It could be some hatred. It could be a new movie, a documentary, whatever. Whatever it is you like, I want to know about it tomorrow. Salute, homies. Mac His Maniacs. I'm out. Good looking out for the